I'm currently still an officer in the Air Force Reserve, but only for 3 more months, or 2.5. I was excused for my last 3 months of drill to do this. I'm doing the Long Road Home project, I'd say probably for 2 reasons. The first is I just got back from Afghanistan in May, where I was serving as a combat advisor. And for me, spending time on the road as I really love seeing the details in life, and I couldn't think of a better way to do that than to come back and just take everything in and sort of be reminded why I chose to serve in the military in the first place, and meet wonderful people and see America just 50 miles at a time. So that was the first reason. And then the second reason was I'm gay, and I served in the military under Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And so, coming back, and just the last year has been a really interesting time of transition for me. And so I just wanted to make sure as I leave the military, I sort of was a little more okay with myself. So I'm spending the time on the road just to process my experiences, both the positives and the negatives, so I can go out into the next step of my life on my own 2 feet, feeling pretty good. Over the last 6 years, there's been a lot of times that I thought to myself, is this worth it? Why am I doing this? And it's been really nice to come home and see some really beautiful things and just think to myself, yes, that's why I did this. And it just makes me feel like everything's a little bit more okay. And then on top of that, I really like talking to people and listening to them, and so I feel as if the project has given me the opportunity to do that, and just to talk to people who I wouldn't ever have had the opportunity to talk to before. We've met the most amazing, nicest people, a full spectrum of people, but like going from the top of Stevens Pass in the Cascades all the way into Leavenworth, there was this woman who rode with me for basically 55 miles and just stopped along the way. We rode through this big canyon, and she stopped and showed me, like, that's where my husband goes ice, like, cliff, climbing, and that's that, and those are class 6 rapids, and stuff I would have no idea about. So that was amazing, and just people who literally just take time out of their day just to come and say hey to us and just talk to us and let us know, hey, I really appreciate what you're doing. And in terms of being gay and in the military, and one of the hardest things is that people, it's like being gay and in the military. Well, you're not just gay and in the military. You're so much more. But more importantly, I think one of the hardest things, especially in the time of transition, and this is solely my own opinion, and I'm not speaking for any grandiose community, just mine being one person. It's really everybody has to do what's best for them and what's going to allow them to feel safe. And so if it's great if people want to come out, and for me, I actually during my last deployment was out, and it made for a much better working environment, especially being an officer. Just being able to be honest with my troops, just little things make everything so much easier. But on the other hand, people need to do. I understand that it can be really hard, and people have. If you spend 10 years in the military in this certain mindset, it can be difficult to sort of figure out how to switch that. And so everybody just has to do what they need, in order to get through their day and feel like they're doing their mission.